Yep, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. We are, in fact, live right now for the first time in this capacity from Podcast Suite B here at the M3 Center. I want you to come in very quickly. And as you come in, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're tuned in from. Say something, say anything. Let us know that you are, in fact, here because we want to share some very exciting things with you, even as we simultaneously test out, break in, experiment with new equipment. So, first of all, let me know where you're watching from. Let me make sure you guys can see and hear. I know I look good. Now, I don't, that's came out funny. I mean, yes, but I'm talking about the setup. Okay. Amen. Don't be offended. Uh, but yeah, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you can hear us clearly, if you can see us clearly. This is literally our first time utilizing this equipment. So I see who we got here. Hey, Regina. I got Angela. I got Alma. I got Nikki. I got Brianna. I got Chris in Baltimore. I got Norwoods in Vegas. Tiana, North Carolina. Look at this. Jordan in London. Look at the folk. Look at the folk. Angela in Philly, Long Beach, Inglewood. I see you. I see you. Chicago is here. The Boogie Down Bronx, Ypsilanti, Michigan. Somebody said on the plane. Well, amen. Everybody's not able. Y'all can see and hear. Good, good, good. Albany, New York. Georgia is here. Detroit is here. Couture, what's up, girl? Christy, I miss you, Christy. Good to see you. I hope I'll see you soon. You need to come to a service. Pull up on us. Jay Maurice, what's up, man? Here they come. Hit the share button, especially if you are a leader, a visionary, an entrepreneur. I've got some things I've got to share that I promise you are going to be a major, major, major blessing in your life. Toronto is here. Toledo, Ohio is here. Belle Glades, Florida. Houston, H-Town is in the house. Dr. Edwards, what's up, man? Columbia, South Carolina. Dr. Boone, what's up, man? Good to see you, sir. Good to see you, sir. Pastor Edwards, good to see you, man. Can see in here. Okay, good, 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 good. Good, good, good. Alexandria, Virginia. Okay, I can see in here. What's up, Marvin? Love you so much, man. Forever grateful for your ongoing support and prayers. What's up, Javon? I'm sorry. Forgive me. Jalen, what's up, man? Good to see you. Dallas is here. Okay, good, 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 good. Orangeburg is okay. Good, 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 good. Listen, we can literally spend the entire episode just saying hi and greeting and speaking and all of that. But I want to do more than that because this is, I don't know, almost an inaugural episode. This is this is special. Okay, let me just start there. What's up, Emmanuel? Good to see you, man. Fairfield, California. Dr. Jacob, the elder, Michael Jacobs. We bless God today for you. That's my brother, prognosticator of the gospel. That's my guy. I love you, man. Always, always encouraging. Let me, while I'm here, I'm just talking about Elder Michael Jacobs for a second. Please do not think that what you see on his Instagram is a gimmick or an act or just a show. That is one of the most genuine, you better hear what I'm saying, one of the most genuine, sincere brothers I know in the kingdom. That man means community. He means kingdom. He means support. And I'm always glad to have you on here. So let me jump into what I'm saying. And seriously, visionaries, leaders, I need y'all to hit share. We have more than one angle in here. Let's give them camera two real quick. Camera two over there. Look at that. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see that? Do y'all see that? Yes, you see it because we got more than one. Go back to one. They're not ready for camera two. Go back to one. Y'all not ready for us. But I'm showing you this, and let me try to contain my excitement because I do have a major lesson that I want to teach. I want to talk about. I want to share. Shout out to those of you that are watching on WildC TV is almost at 50,000 subscribers. We got to figure out how to work the sound effect. Can we do the sound effects from the laptop too? That's another thing. Okay, we'll figure that out because we need to do one of the drop one of Clue's bombs for the 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. That we'll probably cross that in the next 24 hours. Shout out to those of you that are watching on my Facebook page. We're, again, experimenting with some things, but I had to come because major things are happening. Number one, again, for those of you that are coming in and hitting share, this is the first episode from Podcast B here at the M3 Center. You all that have been watching, supporting, praying with, you know that we have been working tirelessly to bring this facility up and bring this vision to pass. And we've finished podcast A, and podcast B has been done from a construction standpoint. It's been done for months. We finished it at the same time, but we have not had the opportunity to fully furnish it and staff it with the necessary equipment. Oh, perfect. Getting all of the mics and the stands and the different angles. Go to camera 2 real quick one more time so the same. Cause see how we can do that now? Camera 1, camera 2, camera 2, camera 1. Huh? Okay. All of it's new. We're breaking it in. So I wanted you all to see this because, number one, it's important that you know that though the vision tarry, you got to wait on it. Okay. It will come to pass. I need visionaries to hear me. And I'm getting ready to get to the point. I need visionaries to hear me. Do not get weary in your well-doing, okay? Things will not always go the way you thought. Things will not always go the way you planned. Things will not always go according to your budget or to your timeline, but stick with what God showed you and work, hear me, until you see what God said. That's a whole key right there. I'm going to say it again. Work until you see what God said. Hey, Joya, love you guys. Hey, Felicia. Hey, Joya. Everybody hit share. So I'm in here. I got my main man, David, in here. We're working, getting this up and running. And there's a point. I'm going somewhere. Stay with me. But I need you to understand the backdrop that's going to support the point that I'm making. Right now, thank you, Jesus. I've been saying to y'all that this is a one-stop shop. This is a turnkey facility, ministry, media, marketplace. This is an ark where all kinds of things can take place. And today is a day that proves that, because right now, we are in podcast suite B specifically, but the main auditorium, listen to me very carefully, some of the best musicians in the world are currently on our soundstage recording right now. Did you hear what I said? Justin Schultz, 15-year-old musical prodigy, is right now recording here at the M3 Center. Calvin Rogers, the drummer. Okay, Calvin Rogers is your favorite drummer's favorite drummer. Did you hear what I said to you? Huh? What church boy growing up late 90s, early 2000s didn't want to be Calvin Rogers with some pins and some broken church fan handles? Right on us. Him is right over in there right now. Huh? The Calvin Rogers is on the drums in the M3 Center. I don't hear nobody talking to me. Huh? C-Dub, Carlton Whitfield, businessman extraordinaire, marketplace ministry genius, right now is recording in there. Okay, that sounds so familiar. C-Dub, that sounds familiar. Yeah, he's the inventor of not only Loops by C-Dub, but he's the inventor of Hoop Triggers. Yeah, the app that changed church and the way we do music and how smaller ministers are able to compete, so to speak. He's over there right now working, and he's got this amazing concept. What's your take? And they're getting ready to do a recording tomorrow, but they're all here. They've been here all week rehearsing, getting things done. And then there's so many other musicians, Empire, Inner Ears, over, just so many people are here in the building right now making things happen. While that's happening in the main auditorium, Catch Vision, a group of our interns are here in their offices and cubicles and workspaces, getting things together for Pentecost Sunday for Spirit and Truth. Calls are being made. Follow-up is being taken care of. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? It's all happening under one roof. Now, here's what I want you to understand. There's a point, there's a principle that I'm going to share with you here. Camera 2 one more time for the people over there. See? we hadn't always been able to do that. But see, now, it's a new season for us. And so here's the point I want to make. And we're going into the teaching part of our conversation. I want every one of you that feel as though you are assigned to my voice in some capacity. If you feel that there is any degree of credibility, any degree of anointing, skill, strategic thinking, whatever that's on my life, I want you to listen to that now, because I'm going to say something that goes in the direct or the opposite direction of everything you've heard on social media. I'm getting ready to say something that goes the opposite way of everything that your Facebook mentors and Instagram therapists have taught you. And that is this. I want you, hear me, to fall out of love with this idea of working in silence. They don't hear me on camera 2. Let's go back to camera 1. I don't hear nobody in this church. I'm going to say it again. Fall out of love with this flawed, broken idea of working in silence. You see this concept, you see this idea thrown around all the time. Move in silence. Don't let nobody know what you're doing. I've heard people, these pseudo deep posts and statuses and tweets. If they don't know what you're doing, they can't sabotage it. First of all, that line of thinking reveals that your confidence is really placed in you and not placed in God. Can I talk to you for a second? Who in the world is strong enough to sabotage something that God has pressed start on? Y'all hearing me? Regina and Deb and Lacey Designs and Joanna and Christy and Olivia. I need somebody to say something. If y'all haven't shared, hit share. Tag somebody real quick. I'm going to ask you again. If you're afraid to make noise around what you're doing out of fear that if they hear about it, they might sabotage it, who exactly is they? And how are they stronger than God? Hello, somebody. Think about what I'm saying to you. If you are being quiet because of the fact that you don't want somebody else to stop, sidetrack, delay, whatever, you have revealed where your real confidence is. Because I want to challenge you in your thinking, David. I feel a shift. Let's go to camera 2. Okay, y'all not ready. Oh man, I see my brother, Dr. Evan Risher in the house. That's my Fort Worth pastor. Good to, yes sir. Camera 2, just because that's how y'all would do it at Ramp in Fort Worth. But think about this. The truth of the matter is, think about this. Think about this. What's really being said in that whole work in silence motif, what you're really betraying most of the time is a real lack of confidence in your sustainer. Because what a lot of us are doing, hear me, when we work in silence, watch me, get this, write this down, leaders. What we're really doing when we work in silence is we are robbing ourselves of several things, but the first one is accountability. Write that down. Camera 1. Let's switch. I'm a oneness preacher. Let's go back to camera 1. Then go back to camera 1. Oh, wait, hold on. Everybody stop. Stop the press. Stop the press. Our first lady is in the house. Dr. Shirley Moore is watching in the YouTube. I need y'all to put some hand claps up for First Lady Dr. Shirley Moore. We honor you over here, Dr. Shirley and Moore. We thank God for you. Now, let's get back to what I'm saying. What the work in silence theme does is it robs us of accountability. A lot of times you are hiding behind. Come here. You are hiding behind, no, I got to move in silence, because what you're really trying to avoid is the accountability that comes with making your goals public. I know it's not Bible study right now, but then again, we are who we are no matter where we are. The parable of the talents is a powerful lesson in this, because do you remember what Jesus, or what the master rather, says to the one talent servant who buried his talent and brought it back, dusted it off, and presented it? I see one of my high school teachers, Dr. Regina Daig, is in here. So good. I had a crush on Miss Daig back in. I'm going to tell you that. I had a crush on her. She was my technology teacher, and I could not wait for her class all the time. I was always early, never late. I loved her class. I had a crush on her. Amen. Amen. I'm excited. One of the things that parable shows us is that when the one talent servant comes back, listen to this. The master asks him, what did you do with what I gave you? He says, I buried it because I was scared. Don't miss me. He said, I buried it because I was scared. He said, I buried it because I was scared. What does the master say in return? He says, you are wicked and you are slothful or lazy. In other words, what the master says is you're using fear as an excuse to cover for your laziness. And can I talk to you right now? For all of you work in silence people, I need to challenge you. I need to challenge you, because what a lot of you are doing unintentionally is you are using fear as a cover for your laziness. Some of you, not all of you, but some of you don't want to work loud because the moment you put it out there, now you know you're responsible for it. There's some of you that have been working in silence for too long, and I'm on a mission. I know this has a dual purpose. We're testing out equipment, we're breaking things in, we're making sure everything is working and all of that. But I have a message here, because part of the reason we're only able to do this, thank you, Jesus, that much of the reason we're able to do this and show off this equipment, camera two real quick, David. See, the reason we got 2 cameras in here is because we refuse to work in silence. Now, I'm going to talk about me for a moment. I see you guys coming, and hit the share button, hit the share button, hit the share button. Tag some visionaries. They need to hear this. I'm the type of person, and again, this is not the only way to do it, but I need you to hear this so that you can compare yourself to another model. I'm the type of person, if I don't say it out loud, it's easy for me to justify putting it off. Hear me. If I don't put it out there, it's easy for me to justify delaying it. We'll get to that later. We'll do that later. Well, maybe it's no. I'm the type of person, I've got to say it. I've got to make sure you hear it, because the moment you hear it, it becomes real for me. And now God is on the clock. Lord, you gave it to me. I put it out here. Now let's make it happen. Do you realize, and I'm going to see who really pays attention to my page. For the last, I did it today and I did it a week ago. I put up a status that didn't have any images. There were no pictures attached. It was no, elaborate rhyme and no long, deep story. I put up a post that simply said, Young Leaders Conference 2022. 3 words and a date. Not even a full date, a year. Young Leaders Conference 2022. Within 12 hours, that simple post had received hundreds of likes, hundreds of comments, dozens of shares, because people that have been following know what that post means. Today, I put up an even shorter status, a hashtag even. I just said hashtag YLC 2022. Know what happened? My inbox went crazy. Folks started commenting. Folks started sharing and sending it to people. Something's getting ready to happen. Something's getting ready to happen. You know why? Because those that have been following know what that means. What that means is I'm about to make an announcement. And the moment I make an announcement, it becomes real. I'm talking to some visionaries, to some leaders, to some entrepreneurs, to some ministry personnel, and you got to break yourself out of this holding pattern of talking to nobody but God about what you're doing. You got to work loud. Now, I'm gonna go back. Listen to me very carefully. The first thing you rob yourself of when you work in silence is you rob yourself, number one, of accountability. Okay? Nobody can hold you accountable. Nobody can ask you, hey, where's your book at? Hey, when is the album coming out? Hey, when are y'all having in-person services? Nobody can apply pressure to you because you're working in silence. The first thing you rob yourself of when you work in silence is accountability. But the second thing, and this one is probably or equally as important, the second thing you rob yourself of, please catch this, family, when you work in silence, you rob yourself of potential support. Write that down. You rob yourself of potential support when you work in silence. What do you mean? I don't understand. Do you know one of the main criticisms and one of the main complaints from visionaries is nobody supports me? Think about this, and I got a testimony. Tell me if I'm right in the comments. I see you, Christy and Felicia and Cedric and Lady Travis and Leo. One of the main criticisms that visionaries have, ministry space, marketplace media, one of our main complaints is nobody supports. And do you understand that, yes, I'm not arguing that support is at an all-time high. I want to suggest that much of the lack of support you see is because so many of us refuse to work loud. How in the world, think about this, are we supposed to support a vision we don't know about? Amen, lights. I'm going to say it again. How in the world are we supposed to support your book we ain't heard about, support your album we don't know nothing about, support your cookies we didn't even know you bake? Don't nobody support my ministry. We don't know about your ministry. Why? Because you let somebody with no fruit tell you, shh, you got to move in silence. Make less announcements and more moves. What does that even mean? We ought to name, you know what, David, we could almost name this podcast suite Work Loud Studios. Because we are only in here, yes, the favor of God, yes, the faithfulness of his people, but the people were only able, watch this, to be faithful and to be generous because we worked loud enough to let them know what was going on. Hey, look over here. We're building a studio. We have no money. We have no microphones. We have no couches. We have no shrubbery. We have no camera 1 or camera 2. Look, come on, David. Thank you, sir. We don't have any of this. We have no little desk and monitors and big overhead lights and switchers and cords and cables and big lights out there. We have none of this, but we're going to build a studio. Will you help us do it? We've been working loud since we got in here. And you know what's happening in this very moment right now at 6:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? There are people in the main auditorium. I said it for those that are just coming in. Calvin Rogers is over there on our drums right now. Justin Schultz is on there on our playing keys and Rhodes and all of this stuff. C-Dub, Carlton Whitfield is over there right now producing a masterpiece in this building. How did they know where we were? How did they know how to find us when they needed a state-of-the-art facility that was turnkey and they just had to show up? How did they know where to go? They knew to come here because we worked loud. I just had a long conversation with Tamil Kurt. Just amazing. Y'all, everybody knows Tamil. If you don't, you need to. She's amazing. She's one of those people that has the gift of connection. The gift of that's the only way to put it. It's a gift to bring people together from different worlds and different sectors and different spaces. Just had a great conversation with her and Calvin Rogers and some others about just the story of this facility and this building. And Calvin was saying he just signed Vision Hall a few minutes ago. He signed on the same wall as Bishop Brandon Jacobs and Pastor Donnie McClurkin and Bishop Jeju Sheard and Dr. Jamal Bryan and Jason Nelson and Jonathan Nelson and Bishop Marvin L. Winans, and so many other major voices, Lecrae and Tadashi, and so many major voices in the kingdom and in the culture. And he was just saying how it's amazing to see something like this come together because this vision is something whose time has come. And I was telling him I absolutely agree. And that's why we had to work loud to bring it to pass. Because I'm going to say it again. A lot of you all are robbing yourself of support because we don't know where you are to support you. We don't know what you're working on to support you. We don't know what's happening to support you. And what you're doing, I'm going to be real with you. This, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But what a lot of us are doing is we are so busy complaining about the lack of support that we haven't taken the time to say, well, you know what, we can fix this. Some of us are in love with no support. We're in love with the idea of haters. We're in love with the idea of people out to stop you. When in reality, all you got to do is work loud and watch me. There are people that are assigned to your yes. I need y'all to hear me. No, for real. I need y'all to hear me. There are people that are assigned to your yes. There are people that are assigned to your vision that will help you if they know how to find you. If you're drowning, think about this. I'll be very transparent. Yeah, Calvin Rogers and C-Dub and Justin Schultz and a whole bunch of other people are in there right now. Right now. You hear me? When? right now. There are people, listen to me, visionary, leader, entrepreneur, whoever you are, I need y'all to hear me for real. There are people that are assigned to your yes that will never find you until you stop holding that yes hostage. Woo, that's good. I'm going to say that again. There are people that God has uniquely assigned to bless you. I'm about to say something I wasn't going to say, but I got to say it because I feel the Lord telling me to say it. The people that are assigned to your yes that can't help you until they know where you are, and they won't find you until you make some noise. I was saying a moment ago, I don't swim. I can't swim that well, but you better believe, as proud as I am, if I find myself in the deep end some kind of way, and I realize my feet don't touch the bottom, when I make it up the air, I'm not concerned about 5,000 attendees at his conference, and he sits on the board for the Harvard Diversity Project, and he sits on the board for Morris Brown College, and he's a business owner. And I don't care nothing about that. I'm making all the noise I can make because I need you to know where I am. Help! You got earphones on? It's loud. Help! He preached on stages globally and traveled and ministered in Brazil and Nigeria. Help! Why? Because I'm not about to drown. You hear me? Because I'm too proud to make some noise. And the truth of the matter is, a lot of your visions, your businesses, your ministries are drowning because you're too proud to make noise. I'm here to tell you to work. Here's what I was Mama, you know I'm telling the truth. Here's what I was not going to say, but I'm going to say it now. I had a long conversation, three phone calls today, without going into too much detail, from someone, catch this, that I don't know, talking to visionaries now, conversation with someone that I don't know that was facilitated by someone that I know all the way from my Morehouse days. All right. Great pastor. We share the same city. He's doing some amazing work on his side of town. He reached out to me. Listen to this. He hit me up and said, "Hey, Mark, I've been trying to reach you. I got somebody that's trying to give YLC some money." So I responded, I said, "Bro, where have you been trying to reach me?" And we got in touch, found out the number was off, the digit was off, phones change and things like that. So he didn't have the right number. And so we got on the phone and he said, "Listen, I need to talk to you right away." He said, "Because I'm in partnership with somebody." Listen to me, listen to the point. "I'm in partnership with somebody through some higher education doors and platforms, and they're in a grant writing capacity through a major endowment, and your name came up." I'm about to get happy. Can I just pause? I know this is a Bible study, but we are who we are no matter where we are. I'm going to say it again. If you receive it, receive it. If you don't, be quiet. That's fine. But I'm here right now in a prophetic capacity in one way to tell somebody that will receive it. Your name's about to come up. Now, if I'm not talking to you, hey, that's fine. If I'm not talking to you, don't receive it. But I'm telling somebody that will receive it, your name is about to come up. Your name, you better hear me. I feel I'm excited. I know we're smiling, and I know some of y'all, you think that prophetic has to be spooky and there have to be strings playing and lights have to be dim. I'm prophesying right now, and I'm telling somebody that will receive it. If you've been faithful in this last season, your name is about to walk through doors your feet have not stepped in. Yeah. My boy reached out to me. He said, hey, I got this opportunity, and I was talking to them, and he named a very, if I said the name of this other party, everybody would know who it is. I'm not here to name drop. He said, I was in the meeting with so-and-so, when they closed this deal for such and such, such and such. He said, and your name came up because, watch me, they heard about what you did with YLC. They've heard about what you're doing at the M3 Center. And here's what he said. He said, they've got resources. I'll say that word. They've got resources that they're trying to give away. And I said, well, I'm trying to receive. He said, are you free right now? I said, yeah, put me on the phone. He calls and links us up on three-way. And I'm listening to this person that I've never met in a very influential position, in a very influential state, very influential seat, I'll say. And he said what my friend had told me. He said, listen, I serve on the board for such and such, and we're over the grant. I'm testifying for a reason. He said, and we've heard about what you're doing. He said, we were sitting at the table and your name came up. And we began to look and investigate, and we saw what you did with this demographic, and we see that you're focused on empowering younger leaders. He said, that's different because most people are focused on a certain tier and a certain demographic, but you're reaching down in one sense, and you're trying to I said, yes, sir. He said, well, tell me more about your vision. Now, here's what I got to tell you as a backstory. Before we got on the phone, my boy told me, he said, listen, he said, don't be humble. He said, tell them what you want to do. Tell them all of it. I need y'all to hear me. He said, do you have like a plan of like what you want to do? Not like for the next conference, like for the, like, do you have a plan? I said, do I have a plan? I said, I've been looking at this plan in my mind for years now, and I'm just stepping into it in phases. This building is a part of the plan, but I've seen, what did Martin Luther King say his last night in Memphis? He said, mine eyes have seen the glory. He said, I've already been to the mountaintop and I've seen the other side. So I told my boy, I said, I've got vision for days. He said, don't hold nothing back. So when I get on the phone, he says, well, can you tell us about, what you're trying to, I said, yes, sir, I can. And I begin to lay out what I want to do in different cities and in different regions, and what I want to do for economic empowerment, and what I want to do in housing, and what I want to do with properties, and what I want to do in education, and what I want to do to create spaces and platforms. And I begin to lay it all out. And he said, yeah, we need to talk. I'm going to be in Atlanta. Can we sit down? I said, yes, sir, we can. In fact, I've got a whole facility we can sit down in. Which room you want to use? Y'all hear what I'm saying? Here's the point. I don't know what God is going to do through that door. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know what's going to come of it. It literally happened, conversation a couple hours ago. Less really an hour ago. But what I do know is that the conversation was only possible because we work loud. I'm here. Shake yourself out of that. Don't stop talking about that. I see it so often, and it's ridiculous. It doesn't even make sense. I'm looking at people complain about a lack of support who never post what it is they want support for. How does that make sense? Folks don't help you. Help you do what? We don't know nothing about your business. How are we supposed to support it? It'll be your family be the main ones that support everybody else. Well, what do you do, precious heart? Y'all don't want to help me. I'm so tired of going to church with people that they don't ever support your stuff. In my mind, when y'all be posting like this is what you be doing. I don't know why, but this is what y'all be doing. And I'm just all of that. We don't know what you do, friend. Because you let somebody tell you, shh, work in silence. Silence is a trap. And some of you are slaves to your silence. This is the season to work loud. Y'all hearing me? This is the season to work loud. You know what else that story shows me? If y'all haven't hit share. You know what else that story shows me? It shows me the importance of being who you are consistently. I can't tell you how many people, I'm going to just say it. I don't mean no harm. I'm going to just say it since we out of here. I can't tell you how many people close because they don't leave the room right. You hear what I said? How many people close doors? I'll say it this way: close new doors, close future doors, because they walked out of the last one the wrong way. Anybody remember as a child, especially, if you were raised by parents that were proactive in certain areas, if you got in trouble, you had to be very careful. Talk to me if I'm right. You had to be very, very careful if you got in trouble at the house, how you moved and how you acted, because you couldn't get in trouble and then slam no door. I don't hear nobody talking to me. You couldn't get fussed at, be excused, and then close the door too hard. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I need some people in the comments to talk to me right there. You could no. You got fussed at, you got yelled at, you got chastised, you got a whipping, spanking, popping, whatever. You had to go to your room quietly. You understand? You go stomp through that house if you want to. Oh, you didn't learn. You didn't get enough. You stomping. You stomping? You slamming door in this house? No. And we understand it. And Melanie, I see you. We understand it in the physical sense. Why don't we understand it in the relational sense? If you leave a ministry, let's just talk since we all the way out here. If you leave a ministry, don't slam the door behind you, because you don't know how things are going to come around later. Uh-oh. I feel a second wind right there. So many people have shut new doors because they walked out of the old one the wrong way. We do a lot of talk, and this might be a whole course, whole class in the future. We do a whole lot of talk, a whole lot of conversation about how to get in and how to get a seat and how to do. We need to have a whole nother conversation about how to exit, because every relationship is not supposed to be forever. But you rob yourself of an encore if you leave wrong the first time. That's good right there. You rob yourself of the opportunity for a reprise if you leave the wrong way. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? Are y'all getting this? Do y'all hear me? I've seen people. Now you got to remember, I don't want anybody to, to hear this and apply it to one direction. Although if you think I'm talking about you, and if it fits, then maybe I am. Okay. But you got to remember, I'm a 5th generation preacher's kid. I've been in church forever, right? I've seen so much. So I'm giving you stuff that doesn't necessarily apply to me directly or to you directly, to this directly. These are principles. But I've seen people leave ministries. And remember, I traveled all over the country. So I've been to churches. I've seen people leave ministries, and the ministry wrong, the pastor wrong, the people wrong, everything wrong. But yet, everything on your page is footage from that ministry when you was on stage. Oh, it's quiet. Huh? If everything was so bad, delete all them posts of you on the stage. Stop, huh? If everything was so bad, take them out your resume. If you're not going to take their name out your mouth, take their name off your resume. Oh, it's quiet in here. Stop trying to eat at new tables using things that you got at that table if you got nothing good to say about it. Oh, it's quiet in here now. I'm telling what I've seen. If they so bad, take all their footage off. You still use them in your highlight reels. No. Take that down. Somebody said, Mark, you in my comment. I'm in a lot of them. Because here's what you got to remember. I wish we were mature enough to hear this. It's very important that you remember that the world is so much smaller than what you realize. And stuff always gets back. Did y'all hear what I said? I said stuff always gets back. You can't be messy. Hello. We gonna talk about it since we're talking about it. I've seen people come and cry and it's been a blessing being here. I've seen all of that. Just crying, tears, weeping and wailing. This is family. And then before the cock can crow 3 times, as Jesus told Peter, and so said, he said, and she said, and then they said. And it's at what point do you realize it's gonna get back? Hear me? So work loud. I said all that to say, let's come on around, bring this train in the station. Work loud. If God gave you a vision, work it. If God gave you a plan, work it. If God gave you a strategy, work it. And hear me, work loud. Because you don't know, I'm going to say it one more time, you don't know how much support is out there waiting on a place to land. Do you know, I'm telling you what I know. Hear me. There are people that have resource and have skills and have money and time and equipment and all that stuff that they've been praying. Where do I put this? Where do I give this? Where do I sow this? And you with your silent self are in line for it, but because you won't make no noise, he can't find you. There's somebody, I'm going to say this in testimony. I don't know who you are. I see y'all in the comments. I'm sorry for I'm looking at camera 1 and camera 2. Huh? Oh, David be on. We got 2 cameras in here. This is nice. This is the nicest studio we've never had in our life. This is beautiful. So forgive me if I'm neglecting the comments. I'm looking at cameras 2 and 1 and all of this. Okay. But I got to say this by way of testimony. This is the true story. There's somebody, I don't know who you are, you might be watching. And if so, I want you to hear me. There's an angel that God has assigned to my vision. And I mean, in a little sense, I don't know who this person is, but there's an angel that has phenomenal resource that God has assigned to my vision. Every time I put a need out there, listen to me, this is a true story. Every time I put a need out there, there's this person. I've looked up I've looked up their name, can't find a Facebook page, can't find an Instagram, can't find a LinkedIn, can't find any of that. But every time I put a need out there, I get a cash app from this one person. The name is, I guess they don't want to be known because the name is not it's initials, and then it's a last name that's kind of hard to pronounce, and I can't find anything on it. But every time I put a need out there, we get a cash app from this person. I said the other day, Sunday is $50K in a day for us here at YLC Studios and M3 Center Spirit and Truth. We're believing God for the budget to finish the learning lab. We're going to raise it in one day, get the work started, get that done so we can educate these children. And I said the other day, this week, I said we're about $4,000 away, something like that, from hitting our $50,000 in pledges. Now, it's a whole different story between pledges and payments, because a lot of people get excited. They make pledges and then you can't reach them. We've already had some people reach out. I ain't going to be able to do what I said. Well, amen. But I said we're like X number of thousands of dollars away from hitting this number in pledges. And within minutes of me posting that, Cash App went off. Doom. This person had sent, you better hear me. I'll just say it this way. The seed had commas in it. Had a comma in it, I should say. Well, I'm believing for seeds with commas in them, but this seed had a nice comma in it. And I thought about it and I said, you know what? I don't know who this person is. I don't know where they come from. I don't know what page they're watching. I don't know if they're watching on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. I don't know where they are. I don't know how they find us. I can't reach them. It got to the point where I cashed app them back like $1 just so I could add a note. Hey, I don't know who you are, but thank you so much. I did that. I sent $1 and they sent 5 minutes. They sent $50. Ha, 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 ha. It was nice of you to say thank you. Be blessed. Wait a minute. We can play this game all day. You hear me? But they only were able to find me because we worked what? Loud. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? So listen, I got to get ready to go in a second. I do want to ask if there be any questions, in the comments. I want to ask if there be any comments, so to speak, because let me see. There we go. Because I want to be a resource. I want to be mindful of that. Okay. If they're perfect. All right, any questions? Last thing I'm gonna say is this: 50K in a day is Sunday. There's some of you that have not made a pledge, have not sown into what we're doing. You can do that now. In fact, the giving information is at the bottom of the screen right now. The giving information is at the bottom of the screen right now. Oh, that's the sound. That sounds good. Bottom of the screen right now. That sounds good. I'm sorry. I told you we're doing multiple things. We're testing. We've never used this before. Sounds very good. Okay, I'm sorry. I got distracted. But y'all don't understand. This is the testimony. None of this was here. And we worked loud and God blessed us to do it. I'm sorry. Let me get to these questions. If you haven't sown or pledged, I want you to do that now. We believed for 15 people that would give 1,000, 25 that would give 500, X number that would give 250, X number that would give 100. If you want to be a part of what we're doing, if you want to be a part of helping us help the next generation, I want you to go ahead and sow now. Some of you say, listen, I've already made a 50K in a day pledge, but this live helped me. Just seeing the growth and the development and the testimony helped me. You said something on here. Thanks, Mom. You said something on here that was inspiring, and I want to sow a seed. If I'm talking to you, sow a seed. Cash App, $ Explore Wow. So you see it at the bottom of the screen. If you want to go to Givelify, you know what? He said something I needed to hear today. Cash App, Explore Wow. See, Givelify Young Leaders Conference. Or you can go to the donate page at explorewowc.com. Whatever platform, whatever avenue, you can do so, and you can do so now. Okay? Questions. Somebody said, let me see. Is it working, or rather, Kevin, I see you, Kevin, on YouTube. He said, is working loud different from developing in secret? Yeah, Kevin, I think there's a great question, bro. Great question. I think there's a difference between working loud and developing in secret, okay? I think there's a big difference between working loud and developing in secret. The first thing is you always develop in the dark, okay? You always develop in the dark. When my mother conceived me, when my mother became pregnant with me, okay, nobody knew immediately that she was pregnant by looking at her, right? But over time, I begin to develop under the surface. I begin to develop in the dark, if you will. I begin to develop in isolation, but I reached a point where she couldn't hide me no more. And that's really how we ought to look at our vision, or look at our ideas, or look at our plans, or look at our strategy. Yeah, it's always developed in the dark. But once you develop the idea, now it's time for that thing to start showing. Does that make sense? So here's what working loud looks like. Working loud looks like, oh, bless you, Pastor Robinson, for your seed, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're helping us do what we do. Thank you for that. Same grace over you. Listen, y'all know we don't play with seed over here. When people sow, we share that grace for increase and for expansion. So all of our sowers, I'm praying the same. I'm agreeing with you in faith for the same grace for expansion, increase, the whole nine. I'm believing for it with you now. But working loud, as opposed to that whole development piece, looks like this. You don't need to be loud until you develop something to be loud about. Hello? Because a lot of people are just loud and wrong. You loud and backwards. You want people, okay, how about this? Y'all send me some money. Now, yeah, well, Mark Moore, he get on live and he raised money. Well, yeah, I do, because I have fruit to point to. Hello? Mark Moore get online and raise money? Yeah, he does. He's got something to point to. Hey, here's what it looks like. Hey, we asked you to sow into such and such, and because you did, we did exactly what we said we would. Okay, let me do it in real time. Hey, we asked you to sow so that we could build a podcast studio. And because you did, here we is. Not just camera 1, but also camera 2. That never gets old. We're going to keep doing that, right? We told you, sow into the podcast studio, and we're going to get microphones and stands and cords and lights and furniture. None of this was here. It was here. It wasn't here. So we had to develop it and then invite you to sow into it. So you just have to get the timeline right. You don't want to be loud about something that's not worth making noise over. So you saying, give me some money for my conference. Okay, well, what's your conference about? Well, we still praying on it. Are y'all letting the silence sink in? I hope so. I'm not lost for words. I'm letting the silence kind of marinate. Give me some money for my business because we believe in God. Okay, great. We believe with you. What's your business? Well, I don't know. I'm thinking about doing a body shop for cars because I got an uncle that he can buff out a bumper like nobody. But I like to bake cookies, so I might do a bakery. I'm not sure, but just no. What is the business? Also, when you can show. Y'all not hearing me in here. Also, when you can show. So, long story short, work loud, but make sure it's something that you've developed, okay? Because once you start making noise, you got to have your stuff in a row because people will not sow into something that's shaky. Y'all hear that? Okay. Was there another question? Then I got to get out of here. Okay, here we go. Fennell, I hope I said your name right. I'm sorry if I didn't. She says, question, just starting to ask for help. So this is so good and right on time. Is it okay to reach out to people you don't know for support, like DM or Messenger? Long story short, absolutely. You get that P in there? Absolutely. Much of what we've been able to do here in this facility, crowdfunding, it's a different approach. Some people don't like it because they don't understand it. But what we've been able to do has been the result of generating support from a lot of people we don't know. Okay. If you're depending, especially on your circle, if you're only going to use people you're really limiting yourself. You have to give people that you don't know yet an opportunity to invest in what it is that God has showed you. So when it comes down to DM or Messenger, now I really gotta this, you just confirmed something for me for now, because we got to do a class. I have to do a class on fundraising because I can't tell you, and I don't mean any harm. I don't mean to be negative. Please hear that. And thank you so much, Mom, one of our most consistent sowers, Dr. Schumer. She just sowed. So same grace over you, Dr. Moore, even more increase for you. I don't mean to be negative, but I got to say it. One of the things that I see so much is just proof of the fact that people don't know how to ask for money. People don't know how to raise money. On social media and online, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten inboxes from strangers. No introduction, no picture, no PDF. Hey, how you doing? In fact, not even, hey, how you doing? Just a copy and paste message that you've been just inboxing everybody. We so close to the goal. Send us, we need 800 people to give us $32. So first of all, who are we? who are we? Well, I don't know you. And $32 for what? How much have you raised already? What? You don't have no renderings? You don't have no picture of what it's going to look like? Yeah, most of us don't know how to raise money. And because of that, it's put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth because we don't have visuals. For example, I'm going to show you this even now. I keep talking about phase 4, the learning lab. I can show you exactly what it's going to look like. Do y'all see this? Go to camera 2, David. There it is. Y'all see, I can show you angles. We can walk through the building. You can see the color. Y'all seeing this? You can see the tables that we're going to have. You can see the wall art, the glass doors. You can see all of this because watch me. When I show it to you, that we're going to do it in real time. Okay, Lord, go with me. I'm out here now. Don't let me fall. When I show you this and say, hey, this is the learning lab we're going to build here in the M3 Center, because 53% of my third graders in my zip code read below the proficiency level. 58% of my seventh graders, eighth graders rather, are below the proficiency level in math. Watch this. 70% of the high school graduates in my area don't go to college or complete any kind of certification program. So I'm going to build this learning lab. I'm going to build this space so that we can do GED prep classes, so that we can do SAT prep, so that we can do English as a second language, so that we can do financial literacy, so that we can do a safe space for children in the summer so that they don't have to turn to violence and get involved in gangs and things like that. We're going to build this in this facility so that we can help the next generation. When I show you this, y'all looking? And then say, now I need 3 of y'all to send me $100 right now. We have a major goal. We're trying to finish. We're trying to get this done. We're trying to get this developed. We're trying to get this finished. I need 3 people to send me $100 that we can put on this because we're getting close to meeting the budget. When I say that and show you this, I'm much more likely to get 3 people, and that's 135 of us on here across platforms. I am much more likely to get 3 people to say, you know what? Is he in the podcast studio they said they were going to build right now? Like, is he in the, literally, he's asking us to help phase 4 from a completed phase 2? Yeah, I think I can trust him with $100. I think they're going to do what they said they would. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? Because I'm able to show you what it's going to look like. Does that make sense? So, yeah, it's okay to ask strangers to support, but just make sure you approach them correctly, okay? Make sure you approach them correctly. Listen, we got to go. I hope you've heard something. I hope you've grown. I hope you've been inspired. Hope you've been encouraged to go forward, go further, go faster, to do something that's going to matter. Because what God has put in you matters, okay? And so, wow, somebody just sowed. Look at that. Bless you, Kevin. Same grace over you. Same grace over you. I told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all. So as we go, if you're on here, because we're working very hard, I don't want to ever assume or rob anybody of the chance. If you're on here and you say, you know what, I've been blessed by this, I want to be a blessing to it. If you're on here and you want to sow into phase 4, you see what we've done, you see how close we are. I want to invite you even now. You can quickly, you can follow the information right there on the screen, and you can sow into what we're doing even right now. Sunday's going to be an amazing day. Pentecost Sunday. If you're anywhere near Atlanta or can get here, join us 8 p.m. live from the sanctuary. It's really almost going to be a Pentecost revival because we're back again Tuesday night live in the sanctuary. It's going to be special, and I'd love for you to be here. Until then, thank you all again for your prayers, for those that are sown into what we're doing. This is literally the fruit of your seed. This is literally the fruit, and you can't even see. You're looking at me, but there's so much more stuff on the other side of the room that I'm looking at. Carts and lights and boards and switchers and digital displays and screens and multiple cameras and multiple mics that we are able to really utilize to advance the kingdom and the culture, and you let the Lord use you to make it happen. So I'm forever grateful for that. As you leave, last thing I want you to do is just take the Lord along with you everywhere you go. You're going to need him. You're going to need him everywhere you go. Love you guys. We'll see you.